Back with us, head coach Sean Nahas. Big day here in Courage Country. First off, Denise O'Sullivan signing an extension to stay with the club through 2026. Also, match day -2 ahead of the match against LIGA MX Rayadas on Wednesday night here at Wake at Soccer Park. Coach, we'll start with the announcement of Denise's contract extension, if you could. For starters, what she means to this club and what it means to have her here long term.
Yeah, I mean, it means everything, really. I think it's been a long process to get here. And any time a player hits free agency, especially in today's world, you get a little bit nervous, obviously. But it was the number one priority I had coming into the season. We have a couple others as well, but Sully is such an important piece. We don't have many leftovers from 2017 through 19, really. So she's a staple. She's the standard. She drives our club. We train and coach to her level because we know that that's what she wants. If we're coaching to our top players' performance levels, then we know everyone else will grow. And she means everything to us, the club, the staff, myself. She challenges me every single day. She has, I have the utmost respect inside the lines and outside the lines for Saul. And I'm thrilled that she entrusted us to continue to watch her develop and be a part of that journey as she continues to evolve as a player.
When you talk about what it means to be a member of the Courage, you talk about growth mindset, getting better every day. It seems like nobody embodies that more than Denise O'Sullivan. Yeah. How has you seen her grow, even since taking over the captainship last year, now kind of taking on that bigger leadership role? How have you seen her evolve even over just the last year?
Yeah, when we decided to announce her as captain, we needed stability. We were sort of a club with no direction. There's a lot going on, and it was a no-brainer as to giving her the band, but we needed stability. We need someone to sort of create a foundation for us to build upon, and we knew that she'd be able to provide that. We knew that she had a choice. She could have left back then, and she decided to stay, and that meant everything to me, especially the first year as a coach, because there was a lot of unknowns for me, and so that relationship, I think, was really. We had a good relationship before, but going into that first year, I think, helped me sort of recognize that the capabilities that we have, and when someone of that level can go anywhere in the world to play and decides to stay here and carry to play for the Courage, I think it means what we're doing is right, and hopefully others can see that. And but yeah, making her captain was an easy choice just because we knew we needed a strong foundation to build upon, and she's done tremendous with it.
Before I turn it over to questions in the room, just a question about Rayadas coming to town on Wednesday. Opportunity to play a different opponent. Obviously, the Summer Cup, you played 2 teams from the league. The opportunity to play against a team that you played last year preseason, but you don't really get a chance to test yourself again. What is that experience like, and what do you look to take from that on Wednesday?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. It's been a long stretch of games. The last couple of weeks, 3 games. They've had more because they've had to go back home to play, but for me, it's just about our performance and making sure that we're putting on a good show again. The 2, I don't think we've been brilliant for the first halves of each game, and then we've sort of turned it on late in games. But that there's a lot to do with that, with the rotations. I think you probably put your fingers on it, but for us, it's just another opportunity to play against an opponent that we won't see in a regular season and test ourselves. They have world-class players, and when we played them the first time, we were a different team back then. We were just learning the style and ideas, and not giving them goals inside the 6. And but we're looking forward to it. But we're just looking at it from a individual performance, and then see where it takes us after the final 90 minutes are done. But yeah, we're excited and looking forward to playing someone different.
Outside of Sully's play, what's kind of the biggest growth that you've seen in her since the early days of her career to now?
I think just her level of leadership. I think when she first came, we had Sam Mewis, we had Kiwi here, we had Lynn here, we had Devine, we had different types of leaders, and she came in after the fact and just sort of did her job. And I think year 1 to now, her leadership, she leads by example. She's not one for the spotlight. She doesn't like that stuff. I mean, even getting her to tell the team this morning was a chore. Just because that's not who she is. She wants to do it. She wants to be treated the same as everybody else. But from a leadership standpoint, she's not satisfied with mediocrity, and that's not. I am definitely not okay with mediocrity. And she understands it, but she'll also, she'll call me out on things when I need to be called out on. And I think that's something a coach needs, especially from someone that they look up. I look up to Sully as a player and as a person. We learn from each other, but as a leader, she's been so good for us. Understands her balance, has no gray area with her, black and white, and the players love her, and they know when the time calls. If she asks them to do something, they do it, and because she's not going to do anything that she wouldn't do herself, and I think that's what a true leader is.
You touched a little bit on kind of when you being for the fans, needing that stability for the club. To know that you now have that for 2 more years, and you have kind of, I don't know if it's a relief per se, but just to have that stability for a few more years.
Yeah, I mean, it's a relief for me. I'll be honest, I was nervous because obviously you hear so many rumors, and the last thing you want is the club captain and leader to leave, and then now you're starting from ground zero again. And to be honest, I don't know if I would have been ready to do that again. I want the best players here, and just because I know the environment, and I think the club is doing a good job of building on that. But when your leader leaves, and maybe it calls into question others. What do others decide? Well, if our captain's leaving, what direction are we going in? So this keeps us steering in the right direction, and I think she's, like I said, she's such a valuable piece. Hopefully, she's celebrated on Wednesday when they announce her name in the lineup, or whenever her name is called, because like I said, she had a choice, and to the club's credit, they didn't let it get that far. I mean, I was riding the club. I was, because she's just too valuable, and I don't want that person to leave on my watch, especially. And I think because of her relationship with the staff, not just myself, but the assistant coaches, and her relationship with Nathan as well, because Nathan's been here since day one with her as well. So me and him have seen that growth, and that's really valuable, especially in today's league. And it was a touch and go for a little bit, but I'm glad everything got worked out.
Denise, the person. I mean, what can you say about who she is and what she has meant from that perspective to the club?
Yeah, she's humble. I mean, she's as humble as they come. She doesn't come, grow her, from where she grew up to it. I mean, it wasn't easy for her, and she's persevered. And you look at her, and people probably think there's no way she could play at this level. And to me, she's the best holding midfielder in the world on any given day. And I don't mean that lightly. I don't say that because she plays for us. Other people say it as well that don't play for the Courage or aren't involved in the Courage. But I think for her, she's just humble. She's committed. She's dedicated. She's a family person. She's driven, but and she's never satisfied. And that's the type of people we want here. We are not about the lights and cameras and action. It's just not what North Carolina is. But when it comes to playing and representing the crest, she wants to hold it. But she also knows how I want to drive this club forward, and she's on board. And when I text her, when I found out she signed, and I text her, that was the one thing she said was, I want to continue to drive this club forward. She's not satisfied with where the club is. I'm not satisfied with where the club is. But there shouldn't be any person in any club that's ever satisfied, because that's when things go wrong. So it's how do we continuously look and push and grow and challenge people to get better. She has so much experience in the world of football that we need to use her more to help us grow. But you could sit down with her and she won't ever talk about herself.
Was there a moment throughout your time with her that you have felt, yes, she is special. She is what this club is all about. Is there anything that stands out to you?
The day she walked in the door, and I'll be honest, we really didn't know much about her. She wasn't playing at Houston much. That's why she was leaving, and it's probably the best phone call this club's ever made. I mean, we were probably within minutes of her being we were in minutes for her to go to Germany, but when she walked through the door, you can sense that she just had a different aura about it. It took her a while to get used to it, but once you saw her and the work she put in and how she adapted, and you could see her growth just in how we play. I think how we play suits her. She's not a running gun player. She wants the ball at her feet. She's good in pockets, but that's been an evolution from her. But from day one, you can just see what she was going to bring to our club. But I'd probably say even in the last year, I think last year was one of the best years she's ever had as a player. And that's a credit to the environment that these players create.
So I'm kind of curious, you talked a little bit about her relationship with the coaching staff, her leadership, her ability to kind of call people out when they need it. coaching staff?
I don't think she wants to coach. If she asked me my advice, I would be honest with her. Look, coaching is not easy, but I could see her in a front office role. I could see her in a GM type role. The day-to-day inside and outside the lines, you have to really want that, and you need to be on the grass to experience it and gather the hours to be able to do it. If that was something that she wanted and I'm still here, I wouldn't turn a blind eye to it, because I think her knowledge alone and the respect she would embody in the locker room would automatically come. So, that's 2 years away. I don't know, I don't know what my situation will be by then, but I think no matter what Sully does, she's going to commit herself to it and be the best at it. And no matter what role she's in, whoever has her, wherever she's at, whatever she's doing, they're going to benefit from a special person, a special player, and someone that's going to help them get to the next stage of where they want to go.
All good. Awesome. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.